बैंगलोर में भेजा है। छोटे छोटे बच्चे ये सब लोग जो है ना, ये बड़ी बड़ी
हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा दर्शन की जय। मेरे भगवान की जय।
हार्दिक है सारा
केशवस्य विष्णुमती प्रणय देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। शुद्धाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य विष्णुभक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। शुद्धाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य विष्णुभक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। सुंदर तुलसी महारानी की
भगवान की जय।
Hello.
जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय Hare Please eat that. Please come. Please start. Please one seat.
Prabhupada ki jai Om Srila Prabhupada Astotri Divine Abhay Charnarvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai Om Srila Prabhupada Astotri Divine Bhakti Siddhanta Swami Prabhupada ki Anant Koti Vaishnava ki Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki Prem Sikhao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radhana Diva Sadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda ki Sri Radha Krishna Chandra Gop Gopinath Kam Sundar Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Jagannath Baladev Bhadrama Darshan ki Radha Maiya ki Radha Maiya ki Bhakti Devi ki Bhakti Devi ki Shivshan ki Radhiki ki Jai Ho Premanande all those who come to the all those who see Guru and Gauranga, all those who love Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we have class now by Sarvananda. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Krishna. Now we have class by Sarvananda. So he's reading for the first time.
हाँ ले ले पूरा ले ले पक्का
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kindly make your mobile phones either silent or switch off so that you can see. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining the wonderful evening program. Welcome you all for Sovik Bhakti Center, Woodgate. So today we are reading from chapter 10, text 15. Chapter 10, Affluence of the Absolute, text 15. I will read the sloka. Swayam yevatmanatmanam Vittvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate Swayam Yevatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Prabhuji,
Swayam evatmanatmanam
Swayam Devatmanatmanam
Tatvam Purushottama
Ekatvam Purushottama
Bhuta
Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha
Jagatpate
Deva Deva Jagatpate. Swayam Devatmanatmanam Ekatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Swayam Devatmanatmanam Vetatvam Purushottama Bhuta Bhavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Swayam Devatmanatmanam वेदात्मं पुरुषोत्तमा भूतभावन भूतेश देव देवा जगत्पते स्वयं देवात्मनात्मानं वेदात्मं पुरुषोत्तमा भूतभावन भूतेश देव देवा जगत्पते Divine Guru Sarvananda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Swayam personally eva certainly atmana by yourself atmanam yourself with the no tvam you purusha uttama O greatest of all persons bhuta bhavana O origin of everything bhuta isha O Lord of everything deva deva O Lord of all demigods jagatpate O Lord of the entire universe. Translation: Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency. O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. The Supreme Lord Krishna can be known by persons who are in relationship with him through the discharge of devotional service, like Arjuna and his followers. Persons of demoniac or atheistic mentality cannot know Krishna. Mental speculation that leads one away from the Supreme Lord is a serious sin. And one who does not know Krishna should not try to comment on Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the statement of Krishna, and since it is the science of Krishna, it should be understood from Krishna as Arjuna understood it. It should not be received from atheistic persons. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.11, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sapyate. The supreme truth is realized in three aspects: as impersonal Brahman, localized Paramatma, and at last as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So at the last stage of understanding the absolute truth, one comes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A common man or even a liberated man who has realized the impersonal Brahman or localized Paramatma may not understand God's personality. Such men therefore may endeavor to understand the Supreme Person from the verses of Bhagavad Gita, which are being spoken by this person, Krishna. Sometimes the impersonalists accept Krishna as Bhagavan or they accept his authority. Yet, many liberated persons cannot understand Krishna as Purushottama, the Supreme Person. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Purushottama. Yet, one still may not understand that Krishna is the father of all living entities. Therefore, Arjuna addresses him as Bhuta Bhavana. And if one comes to know him as the father of all living entities, still one may not know him as the supreme controller. Therefore, he is addressed as here as Bhutesha, the supreme controller of everyone. And even if one knows Krishna as the supreme controller of all living entities, still one may not know that he is the origin of all the demigods. Therefore, he is addressed herein as Deva Deva, the worshipable god of all demigods. And even if one knows him as the worshipable god of all demigods, one may not know that he is the supreme preparator of everything. Therefore, he is addressed as Jagatpati. Thus the truth about Krishna is established in this verse by the realization of Arjuna, and we should follow in the footsteps of Arjuna to understand Krishna as he is. We will pray to all the Acharyas and the Parampara to take blessings from them so that we can understand certain things from this sloka. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanajnasya Chaturmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Madhyam Prati Svapatantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapada Kamalam Sri Kurum Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunathapitam Tansajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakamitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jayapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanostute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpata Rubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Parshatari Sartarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. And once again, I thank you all for joining for the Sunday evening quiz program. So first of all, I'd like to admit that I am not qualified to speak on the wonderful Grantha Bhagavad Gita, but as means of purification and as a seva, I would like to take this opportunity to speak something so that it will benefit all of us. And on that context, I would like to take blessings from all of the Vaishnavas who are present here, so that we can understand something from Prabhupada upwards and by mercy of Guru. So, text 15, we are reading. Last week we read text 14, right? So, Prabhu had given a wonderful class on 14, right? 10.14. So, what did we discuss? 15 sloka. Anybody remembers? So basically, Arjuna says, right? So Sarvam Etat Ritam Manye Yanmam Yadasi Keshava Nahi Te Bhagavan Yakti Vidur Deva Na Danava. So the meaning is like, basically he says, oh Krishna, I totally accept all the truth that you have told me, and totally accepting everything as proof that you have told me so far. So he is also saying neither the demons nor the demigods can understand your personality, right? So if you see the chapter 10, what is chapter 10? Title?
Opulence
of the Absolute, right? So we have so to give the context, right? So if you see chapter from chapter 10, text 1, 2, 3, right? So Krishna is first saying, previous chapter is called, what is the previous chapter title? Most confidential knowledge, right? So, but in the start of this chapter, so we may say that, okay, that is the most confidential knowledge Krishna has given. But in the very first sloka in this chapter, Krishna is saying, Arjuna, that I am going to give a knowledge that is more greater than what I have told you so far. Okay, so it goes like this in the entire Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna is giving again and again something like more enlightening and more confidential and more greater knowledge than what he has heard. And so far, if you see all the chapters, Krishna is asking in the beginning of most of the chapters, if you see, Arjuna is asking questions and Krishna is giving some knowledge, right? So in this chapter, Krishna directly starts. You see 10th chapter, Krishna directly starts with saying that without Arjuna asking the question, Krishna is actually started giving us. So the very first sloka is like that, and the second sloka, we'll just give a summary and then we'll go to this particular sloka, right? So second sloka, what Krishna says, neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my original opulences, right? So he says that I am the source of demigods and sages. Then again, right? So anyone who knows me, right, as the beginningless, as the unborn, everything, then he's freed from all sins. Such a person will be freed from all sins. Then text 4 and 5, he talks about his qualities, right? So all the qualities are actually born, all the qualities of the living beings actually, they are actually born from Krishna. All various qualities of living beings are created by me alone, right? So then Krishna talks about various personalities. What are the various personalities he's talking about? Even before the sloka. So he's talking about the 7 great sages. 7 great sages and the 4 great sages even before them. Who are the 4 great sages? Sanat Kumaras, right? Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara. So he's talking about them, and he's also talking about 14 Manus, right? So they are also coming from me. So Krishna is actually describing some of the opulences. He's giving certain, at a high level, all the opulences. Then we understand, right? So then he talks about one who is fixed in devotional service. He'll be able to, they'll be worshipping with all their hearts, right? So he is also the source of, then the Chaturslokis comes, right? 8, 9, 10, 11. So that is also we have discussed a few weeks back, right? He is the source of all the material and spiritual worlds. Everything comes from him, right? One who engages in devotional service and worshipping with all their hearts, and is very dear to him, and thoughts of his devotees. He is also thinking about his devotees, and so that all those things. Then how devotees enjoy great satisfaction and bliss by conversing about him, right? So that is also we have discussed. Then so finally he says, those who are constantly devoted in serving to me, I give the understanding by which they come. So the intelligence to understand Krishna also comes from him. Only by Krishna only by Krishna's mercy we can understand, right? Then 11th and 12th. So again, Krishna says that I give them special mercy. To show them special mercy, I'll basically destroy the ignorance and with the lamp of knowledge. Then 12, 13 is when actually Arjuna starts glorifying Krishna. So actually in this particular chapter, Arjuna actually got the realization that Krishna is supreme. That starts actually from 12, sloka 12. And it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is called around almost like more than 65 names. More than 65 names. Maheshwara, Parameshwara, Deva Deva, lot of names, right? More than 65 names are being used to describe Krishna. Out of which, most of the names are actually in this chapter. And particularly 12, 13, and 15, the one which we have just read, right? The one which we are going to discuss today. So 12, 13, you have said Param Dhamma, Param Brahma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. So everything, Adi Devam, Ajam, Unborn, right? He is the original God, everything Arjuna is glorifying. Then in 14, so he is finally saying all that you have told as a truth. So Arjuna has actually got the realization that Krishna is, you usually started glorifying. He's got that conviction, and he's got the realization, and then he's start glorifying. So we will discuss now the text first, right? So basically, if you see the sloka meaning, I'll read one more time. Sloka and the meaning one more time. Swayam evatman atmanam vetatvam purushottama bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jagate. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your internal potency, O Supreme Person, origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe. Okay. If you have listened to the purport, so the sloka says, you know, Arjuna is saying, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency, right? So Krishna only can understand him, nobody else can understand. But in the very first time, Prabhupada says, Krishna can be known by persons who are in relationship with him through the discharge of devotional service. Right? So how do you understand? Yes, Prabhu? Yeah. So still we'll be able to understand him completely.
Partly.
Yes. So yeah, that is right. So we can understand Krishna only. Krishna can never be understood in full. Okay. Krishna. To the at least whatever we can understand from Krishna, that itself is a very great mercy by Krishna. Even to know little about Krishna, it's only by Krishna's mercy we can understand. Only by Krishna's mercy, even little we know about Krishna also. But then we cannot understand Krishna fully. Nobody can understand Krishna fully. So that is why in even the previous slokas it is mentioned that neither the demigods, forget about demons, even the demigod cannot understand his personality. Right? That is why Arjuna is declaring. So the purport, Prabhupada basically explains Prabhupada basically explains about all of the mental speculators, right? So, and even liberated people, right? People who are impersonal atheists, nobody can understand Krishna, right? Nobody can understand Krishna. Even who has got realized, even a liberated man or a common man who was realized the impersonal form of the Lord. So basically, absolute truth, Krishna can be understood in three aspects. What are the three aspects? Three aspects of absolute truth. Yeah, from Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Three aspects, right? So the liberated person can understand, or people who are impersonalists, they can understand only the impersonal form of the Brahman. Right? Only that level they can understand. Or even Hiranyagarbhas or yogis may understand the Paramatma. Right? That is partial representation of Krishna. But they cannot understand the personal form, that is personal 200 form of Krishna. Right? So you will not be able to understand. So now Prabhupada says, one by one, each of the glorifications that Arjuna had used, right? Prabhupada says, first thing, Purushottama, right? Purushottama means, what is Purushottama? Supreme person. So Purushottama means supreme person. When is the first time Purushottama is being used in Bhagavad Gita? Is it in this sloka or any other sloka? Anybody knows? So in the 8th chapter, first sloka, Arjuna is asking a lot of questions to Krishna. He is asking 5 questions in the first sloka, another 3 questions in the second sloka he asked. So Arjuna is asking Krishna, what is Brahman? What is Adhyatma? What is self? Then what is karma? Right? So he is asking a lot of questions. So in that particular sloka, Arjuna is actually using the word Purushottama. So we can understand when the 8th chapter comes, when the conversation between Arjuna and Krishna happens, so Arjuna has actually understood Krishna as a supreme person. He has used Purushottama. And the same purport, Prabhupada has explained the 3 aspects of absolute truth there also. Why? So Prabhupada is using, if you see Bhagavad Gita, wherever Krishna is being glorified as a supreme person, Prabhupada actually in the purport he writes elaborately about the 3 aspects of absolute truth and the Mayavadis and why Krishna is actually a person. Okay, so that is one correlation you can make from anywhere wherever the personality of Krishna is being mentioned. Prabhupada writes in this purpose. So Krishna is the supreme person, right? So, but many people may not understand. Even liberated people who are got the impersonal relationship, they will not understand. But Prabhupada says some may understand, right? Sometimes the impersonalists accept Krishna as Bhagavan or accept his authority. Right? They are very fortunate, but only liberated person will not understand Krishna as Purushottama, right? So then if somebody is not able to understand Krishna as a supreme person, right? Then next is Bhuta Bhavana. Right? Then Arjuna glorifies Krishna as Bhuta Bhavana. What is Bhuta Bhavana? Bhuta Bhavana. Bhavana origin. Bhuta means living entities. So he is basically glorifying Krishna as the origin of living entities. So there is see Bhuta Bhavana, this Krishna is actually is the origin of everything. Whatever we see, whatever we eat, whatever we hear, everything is coming from Krishna. Krishna says, I am the source of spiritual and material world itself, right? Aham sarvasya prabhavo. We have seen that sloka as well. So he is the origin of material and the spiritual worlds. There are only two things in this entire creation, right? So only the spiritual world and the material world. Everything is coming from Krishna. Whatever, so we are using a lot of things in this world, right? So the food that we eat, the vehicle that we use, the ornaments that we wear, right? So the flowers that we use, anything, whether we are using devotional service of our own thing, whatever we use, everything is coming from Krishna. But we don't realize this. Right? We may go and buy a rice in a grocery store just by paying some, Lakshmi, and we may buy. We may just come and shoot, and then we may offer and eat. But there are a lot of people who are actually involved in getting that, right? So there may be some truck driver who would have been transported that from the fields to the store. There will be a lot of farmers who would have cultivated that. A lot of hard work has gone in, right? And somebody who would have done some yajna to actually, to satisfy all the devas to so that rain can come and then flourish these fields so that all these grains can grow. So lot of things are actually going behind the scenes which we may not understand. So, but we have to. They are all responsible for this. But we cannot repay them, right? We may not know who was the truck driver. We may not know who was the farmer who has actually cultivated this, right? So how do we basically repay this kind of a debt that we have owed to a lot of people who are actually cost for all the things that we enjoy, basically use, right? So Prabhupada has said in many purports, right? Who is the origin of all? Krishna. So Prabhupada gives a very nice analogy. What are the root, then all others are the other parts of the plants, they are automatically satisfied, right? So the root is Krishna. So when we satisfy Krishna by devotional service, then Lord is pleased. Then Lord is pleased, all other living entities automatically take it. Right? So all his children, everybody is children of Lord. Every living entity, including an ant and mosquito, is actually coming from Krishna. They are all coming from Krishna. So Bhuta Bhavana. So another thing is we can say Krishna origin means also father. Krishna is the father of all living entities. Right? So Krishna has mentioned in many in Bhagavad Gita, it is being mentioned that Krishna is a seed-giving father. Krishna says, I am the seed-giving father of all living entities, right? So this particular thing we need to understand so that we can be compassionate towards all living entities. How can we the compassionate? How do you show the compassion? Not by feeding them free stuff like all these governments will do, right? So the governments are functioning today. Everything is on freebies, right? The government are trying to win over the people, wanted to get cheap votes by gifting something, right? Free TV, free fridge, free washing machine, free mixie, all of those things, right? Is that a welfare activity? No, right? So they are actually making them what they are making them. They are making them lazy, and by laziness is completely mode of ignorance. One who is very lazy, it's completely mode of ignorance. So they don't have even a chance to inquire about law. Since they get everything, they'll simply sleep. Some people may not work also. It happens a lot of in many states where this has been going on for a long time. Now it was happening in South India. Now I think it is happening in North India also. Right? All of this trick they have got. Many North Indian states also started doing these freebies and making more people lazy, which is actually not good for them. So it is a worrying thing actually. But the real welfare activity. What is the real welfare activity? Devotional service, preaching the devotional service, right? Preaching devotional service so that everybody can take to Krishna consciousness, spreading the holy name. So by mercy of Prabhupada, and we are able to. Prabhupada was very merciful. In spite of his old age, he went to Western countries at the age of 69, and he, in spite of all the struggles, he basically put all his hard work and determination to reach to this Western world. And today, in every nook and corner of the world, right, everybody is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and able to get this Krishna consciousness. That is Prabhupada's mercy and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, and because of which we should actually take this. So it's very, very simple method, right? Very simple method, just chanting Hare Krishna. We don't need to go to forest and do meditation for thousands and thousands of years. We don't need to go which is the dharma for and then Treta Yoga. In our yogas, you have to do temple worship, then you have to do Ashtanga Yoga, all those things, complete meditation and all that stuff, right? So which is not needed, right? In this Kali Yuga, very, very simple method is chanting Hare Krishna and following 4 relative principles to uphold dharma. We will be able to easily go back to Godhead, right? Very, very simple method. So then next thing, so Krishna again, Prabhupada says in the purport, okay, one may not know that he is the seed-giving father for all living entities, he is the father of all living entities, or he is the supreme origin of all living entities. Then what else? Then next thing, Prabhupada says nicely in the purport, Bhutesha, right? Bhutesha means he is the Lord of everything. He is the Lord of everything. So there is one more sloka where not exactly Bhutesha, there is some a little variation of this particular word is used to glorify Lord, again to call Lord. Actually, that is not actually told by Arjuna, but then Lord himself says. Anybody remembers? So this is in 4 point. Ajopisan Avyayatma.
4.7.
Yeah. So Bhutanam Ishvaropisan. There is one sloka where Krishna says, I am the origin of all the living entities. I am the origin of all the living entities. So Bhutanam Ishvaros. I am Bhutanam Ishvaros. I am the Lord of all living entities. So if even one is not able to understand his origin of everything, he is the Lord of all living entities. Okay. So we know that he is a supreme Lord, right? So we should understand that he is a supreme Lord. All these things, how do we understand? We should understand from Guru Parampara. We should basically try to understand whatever we hear from Bhagavad Gita from authority, right? So we should understand from somebody who was coming the Guru Parampara. Then only we will be able to understand. Then Prabhupada says, even one is not able to understand, okay, one may not have the knowledge that he is Lord of everything, then, right, Lord of all demigods, Deva, right? Deva means he is the Lord of all demigods. So, in many places, Arjuna, right, and this Deva, Devesha is being mentioned many times. So when this actually comes later, this is first time actually Krishna means Deva, Lord of all demigods. Coming the universal form is all things, supreme Lord, supreme control. After he basically gets the version of the Vishnu, Arjuna glorifies Krishna. Somebody asking Krishna, stop this universal form, I want to see your wonderful, right? So, you see that after this sloka, actually, Arjuna is asking to more of his opulences, and Krishna is saying, my opulences are limited. My opulence is limited. You give a glimpse of it. And the glimpse will go for 20-25 slokas actually. right? So, so a lot of things he says, but after that, the universal form, when you go to the universal form chapter, he uses Devesha, Deva Isha, Deva Isha. Basically, he is the God of all gods, or the supreme of all demigods. Like that, he uses, and he glorifies him as the supreme Lord many times. When he after seeing the universal form, when he glorifies, he says Maheshwara, Parameshwara, and again even this Bhuta Bhavana again comes. He says Prapitamaha is the grandfather of all living entities, right? And he's also saying Pitasi, like that. That is also meanings. Is a father of all living entities. So, like that, we can understand there are a lot of glorifications in this particular verse, and this is actually a verse where Arjuna, this 14 and 15, where Arjuna has got the realization that Krishna is supreme and is glorified. And finally, he says Jagatpate, Lord of the entire universe. So we know Jagannath. We say Jagannath means Lord of the universe. So that's why we say Jagannath also. Jagannath means actually Krishna. Krishna is Jagannath, Jagannath is Krishna. So Jagatpate. So we can understand from this sloka, Arjuna actually realized the absolute truth in this particular verse, that the supreme absolute truth is Krishna, who is standing before me, right? Who is instructing me. When actually Arjuna admits that he is bewildered, he is not able to think, and he's actually asking Krishna to instruct him. What is the sloka?
2.7.
Yes, Arpanya dosho pakata. Aprachamitam dharma samudhya. That sloka, right? So in that sloka, he is actually submitting Krishna, and then he's actually requesting Krishna to instruct him to give some knowledge, right? So then the conversation goes on. Then we have Karma Yoga, then we have transfer of knowledge, fourth chapter, then Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness, then Jnana Yoga, then the knowledge of chapter. Here, all two opulence of the absolute, right? So this is a sloka where where Arjuna is accepting Krishna, the supreme person, and then from here on, the opulences and all of those things is going to be discussed. Krishna explains it, and we will hear more about that in the coming weeks. So one thing we need to understand is, we should devotional service is the key. We should always be fixed in our devotional service with steady determination. If we take blessings of Acharyas, Guru Parampara, and your spiritual master and Prabhupada, definitely one day we will be able to understand at least part of it. As Prabhu mentioned, at least partially we will be able to understand Krishna, and we'll be able to go back home, back to world. Okay, so with that, I will stop here. Anybody have any questions, comments, suggestions? Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Lord is complete. So we all are part and parcel of God, and every part and parcel is individual.
Yes.
So some might be interested in going back to Golokudana, and some might be interested in Vaikuntha.
Yes.
Some might be interested, might be very much fully satisfied with impersonal Brahman realization. Like, but if we see from the absolute perspective, going to the personal form of Lord, that is going to Vaikuntha, so that is the highest. But their level of realization is stopping only to that. I mean, how do they get that interest, and why are they living of higher realities apart more than that?
Okay, so if I understand the question, so why some people are getting the stopping at the personal level itself, and some people are not able to go to the level where they can understand Bhagavan? Is that your question? Okay, so So it again depends on the surrender, how much of surrender one makes. So Krishna actually reveals to the level of surrender, to the extent of Krishna basically reciprocates, right? So the level of devotional service and surrender you do, the same level. So it is said that if you put one step towards Krishna, Krishna puts 10 steps towards you. So it is up to the individual's endeavor, right? Based on one's endeavor to serve Krishna, the Krishna is basically going to reveal. And that interest, the higher taste to understand or to know more about Krishna, right? That comes only by devotional service. And if one has to do devotional service, he'll be very, very fortunate to come in association of devotees, because only in Bhakti Yoga you'll be able to understand the personal form of God. Right? In other processes, you will be stuck. The yoga ladder itself in such a way that you have Karma Yoga, then you have Jnana Yoga, then you have Jnana Yoga, then you have Bhakti. Right? People who are able to take the Bhakti Yoga process directly, they're very fortunate, right? You don't have the confusion of it. You know that, okay, you're from the Parampara, by virtue of Prabhupada, we understand that Krishna is Bhagavan, right? So in other processes, that is how it is. They're stuck, but if they're all, Prabhupada mentioned in many of the purports, if somebody is very fortunate, right, to come in association of devotees, so even people in the other steps of the yoga ladder, if they come in association of devotees, they will be able to progress and finally able to understand the supreme form of the Lord and able to render devotional service and do that. Is that answer the question?
One small extension.
Yes, please.
So, if someone gets started in person, so is it compulsory that like all of them at some point or other they fall down again because they're not taking the shelter of the lotus? At some point they
Definitely possible. It's actually possible because the nature of the soul, Krishna mentions in the 3rd chapter, right? The nature of the soul is actually active, it cannot be inactive. The soul cannot be inactive. So in the impersonal Brahman Jyoti, right, there is no activity. So as being part and parcel of Krishna, so Krishna is very active, right? Krishna has to have activities, right? He is not sitting simply in Goloka Vrindavan. He's always active. He's always doing pastimes with the gopis and gopas in Vrindavan, right? So since we are being part and parcel of Krishna, right, the same quality is there for us to be active. Like we don't like to, even if we are sitting simply at home, we don't have any work, we feel bored, right? Whereas on a busy day, we will basically complain, oh, so much work, right? But if we don't have work also, we will feel, because the nature of the soul has to be active, right? So definitely if they go to impersonal Brahma Jyoti, higher chances are that they may stay for some time, but they will again, to have some activity, they will again fall down, they have to come back to material.
Prabhupada also mentioned one of the purpose. They'll definitely follow.
They'll definitely.
Also in the Brahma Jyoti, there is no Ananda.
Yeah, there is no bliss. It's just the Brahma Jyoti.
Bliss is there. Bliss is there, but it will not be like increasing bliss.
Increasing bliss. Then the bliss you will not get when you are actually personally associating with Krishna. Hare Krishna.
That is the liberation from one which state liberation means is it close to the Brahman?
Generally, liberation means stopping the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. That is a very lowest level, that is understanding. So Prabhupada actually tells, even in Science of Self-Realization book, if you see the last step, even desiring for liberation is actually not devotional service. You have to have a desire to engage actively in service of God. So somebody who's meditating to get liberation, then he is not having the love love towards Krishna to serve Krishna, right? So we have to serve Lord. Our constitutional position as part and parcel is actually eternal servitor of the Lord. We are eternally wanted to serve the Lord. That is a constitution of Swarupa. There are many Swarupas, right? So there are rasas. There are 5 kind of rasas. But eternally we wanted to serve the Lord, right? So if you don't have that servitorship mentality, then you will not be able to go back to Goloka Vrindavan and serve the Lord.
means what I mean. Because whether they are reached Brahmacharya, means they are reached.
So yeah, somebody is doing that Ashtanga yoga, they're following the eight Ashtanga yoga, 8 yoga processes, right? 8 stages of Ashtanga yoga. They may get realization. They are achieving perfection till that last stage. They may get Paramatma realization. That Krishna is there, present in everybody's heart. Krishna is there in everybody's heart, right? As Paramatma. That realization, the super soul realization, they may get. But people who are meditating, just meditating on, something impersonal, they have got that, knowledge that impersonal Brahma Jyoti is actually the absolute truth. That only realization is there. They may be meditating on the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, then they may not be able to. So even Paramatma realization also, you will not be having an activity. So you will not understood Krishna as a person. So they will not be able to go back to Goloka. So only one who understands Krishna as a Bhagavan, and one was got that stage of prema, right? The last stage, right? So that only they can go to Goloka. Other people may actually lie in the impersonal platform, but Paramatma realization, I'm not sure. I would like to have either Aparajit Prabhu and Ashrinath Prabhu to answer that.
Actually, yeah. So generally, people will go for Brahman religion. So Paramatma is, if somebody is very, what do you call? If he's very decent or he doesn't have any envy towards Lord, so he will be. Lord may personally come and give him Brahman religion, like Dhruva Maharaj. So he did not have anything. He just wanted to get the material, but he was naturally he was just paying. In that case, Lord can come and do it. But if somebody is decided, Lord is Brahman, that he will get that material.
Since liberation means it once the soul goes to the Brahman, again they will come back.
They will come back.
They should not come back, right?
But they'll get liberation on immediately they'll get liberation now. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is not permanent. So
they may stop from some few million years.
Then again.
Yes.
A simple example, Mataji. Since Prabhu asked the question, me I'm telling. This same example I gave long back in one of the classes. Suppose you are given an opportunity to stay in a very big house. 200 rooms are there. Wi-Fi is there. TV is there. 3 times whatever you require, food you will get. You won't get disease. Okay, you won't get cold. And per month salary is 2 crores. But only condition is you should not talk to anyone. Okay, now will you agree on that? Till let's say you are going to live 200 years or 150 years, you should not talk to anyone. Now this is the condition. You should not talk to anyone, see the face by any other way of communication. You should have to stay alone till your moment of death. Now what will be your response? How you will feel? Will you agree? 3 times, everything, whatever you require, it will come, but you cannot talk to anyone. Because nowadays, each wife, you need husband at least to fight. Okay. 1 month, 2 months, they can tolerate. If the husband keeps loud, they cannot tolerate. Usually, sometimes they have to argue and fight. At least their father, they need a life partner. Okay. But now the condition is you cannot talk to anyone. You cannot speak to anyone. You cannot see also. Only yourself. But you will 3 times you will get food. You won't get disease, anything. Now, if I give such opportunity, will you agree or not? This is what Brahma Jyoti means. The soul will go. It is not liberated. Everybody is hankering for happiness, right? But one thing we have to understand, the happiness is not the direct product of devotional service. It is the byproduct of devotional service. Okay. Main goal is devotional service. Okay. So this happiness is a byproduct of that process. So the happiness, what the soul is hankering, birth after birth, that only Krishna can give. Krishna is satisfied. Okay. In our heart, as Paramatma, then Krishna will release that happiness slowly. That's why sometimes if we chant, I don't know how many of you have felt, sometimes if we chant, we will feel the glimpse of that happiness. Only soul can recognize that happiness, none of our senses. Okay, so when it say liberation, it depends on the level, what kind of meditation they are doing. If they are really following the method, yes, it is possible. Ashtanga Yoga, if they are really following, it is possible to go back to Krishna also. No doubt on that. At least now, modern days, many meditation methods are there. They are saying liberation. It is not actually the meditation. And they are not, what they are calling as liberation, that is also not liberation. They cannot even go to Brahma Jyoti. Somewhere they will wander here and there, and they will again come back.
Happiness is the byproduct of devotional service. The end product is
End product is devotional service.
devotional service. End product what it is. Happiness is the byproduct. Then what is
What is the final outcome of devotional service?
Final outcome.
Bliss.
Krishna Prema. Okay. Final outcome is you will be ready to do anything at any time for Krishna.
It is painful for you.
Even if it is painful.
You won't consider yourself as important. You won't even consider you. Okay. Simple example. Again, in one of the class we discussed. We are all, most of us are software IT professionals. And how we go to office. Now, early morning, while doing chanting, Krishna comes, appears in front of me. He says, today, when you go to office, you should wear dhoti and kurta. When the meeting starts, you loudly chant Gau Ranga and roll on the ground. And particularly when your account manager, delivery manager, HR comes, okay, dance in front of them, singing my name. It's such kind of instruction Krishna gives. Are we ready to do? But Prabhupada did. Where entire America, they will always consider themselves as professionals. Prabhupada went and chanted in front of them. Okay. And see Lord Ram, the chief minister, he will keep his dog also next to him, but he won't keep monkey or donkey next to him. He will feel very shy, right? But when it comes to Lord Ram, all these monkeys, okay, they were ready to surrender themselves to Lord Ram. Imagine how which prime minister or chief minister will take 100 monkeys along with him walking on the road, right? So that is the loving reciprocation of Krishna. Krishna doesn't see the body, and if anybody is ready to surrender, they will be ready to do anything to Krishna. Then Krishna also reciprocates accordingly. So that is the outcome. Krishna reciprocates in pure love.
reciprocation of Krishna? And who will be doing everything for Krishna?
That is too difficult.
But that is out. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody any questions? So I would like to thank Aparajita Govinda Prabhu and Kripanmaya Prabhu and Ranjot Prabhu for giving me this opportunity. If there are any offenses, please forgive me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sarvananda. So let's all chant one time Hare Krishna. Or
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Quick announcements. So today is the Ekadashi. So due to the fasting from grave. So tomorrow fast waking time is 6:03 a.m. to 10:18 a.m. 6:03 a.m. to 10:18 a.m. Okay. So what is the next festival we are waiting for? And Balram Purnima. Balram Purnima and others. So yes. Nandotsav. Okay. So we have a couple of festivals, Balram Jayanti, Janmashtami, and Prabhupada's appearance day, that is Nandotsav. So all these festivals we are going to celebrate in 28 places in Bangalore. Haribo. So we need your cooperation, service, and the donation, you can collect donation from your neighbor, friends for Janmashtami celebration. We give the next announcement where we'll celebrate the Janmashtami here. So maybe we'll have 2 times here because 1 time for Bhagavad here. So we'll have the full announcement in the next week. So we'll just prepare for the let our mind prepare for the Janmashtami celebration. So there is IDC course will be there on the 27th July to 29th July. So the IDC course basically talks about how a disciple should be, and it is a mandatory course for a person who wants to take initiation. So it is happening in the languages English, Kannada, and Hindi. So anybody is interested, they can give their name to me. Okay. Any newcomers today? Oh, can you please stand up? So he's Anurag Guru. He's coming from Pune. So let's all chant one time. Prove your name, please. Prove your name. Murali Mohan. Nice name. Mataji. Mataji. Roja. Okay. So thank you, Guru. You are our guest of Jagannath, Kalyan, Subhadra, and Sudarshan. So let's all chant one time Hare Krishna, Mahamanta, then further spiritual.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Now we'll have the Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you are asking outcome, right? In this material world, when you start to perform selfless devotional service to Krishna, so what is the tangible result of that? What the result you will get? Anytime you will sit and chant, you will feel the complete taste of holy. Anytime you sit, you will be able to chant 64 hours. Now, except morning, other days of the part of the day we are struggling, right? And morning also struggling, and we don't feel to chant 64 hours. Even if you chant 120 rounds also, you won't feel tired. The real taste, what it is there in the holy name, Krishna himself will bring it to you. And at that time, your chant won't, your tongue won't chant, your heart will start to chant. It's not Krishna Prema, just I am telling the outcome. Krishna Prema means I cannot explain now, we cannot understand. Beyond imagination, yeah, explanation.